Good morning, everyone. It's Emily here from Centre Bliss Flowers. I'm a flower farmer, second year flower farmer in central Queensland. So today I think I might take you for a bit of a garden tour, show you what I've got happening and what I'll hopefully have for Mother's Day. I've got most seedlings planted out, but some still haven't gone out, but they're ones that I know won't be flowering for Mother's Day anyway, so that doesn't matter too much. So yeah, so we might take you for a tour around, show you a little bit of veggie garden. That's where I'm sitting at the moment. Got tomatoes here, and for people that are in like Victoria and stuff to get sort of probably a bit better understanding, because it's probably a bit hard for them to wrap their heads around the fact that we can grow more in winter here than we do in summer. So yeah, I'll show you a look at the veggie garden, and then we'll go around to the flower gardens and give you a look around. Hopefully you enjoy. Alright, so here in the veggie garden, as you can see, I'm trying to get back here far enough so you can see, these are all tomatoes, and they're just going crazy at the moment. And I've got a few dwarf snake beans there, zucchini. This is a bit of a mess I need to clean up. It's got one of these tromboncino pumpkin thingies growing everywhere all over the garden, making a jungle. And this is some silver beet. It's getting a little bit eaten by grasshoppers, I think, mainly, as you can see there. But yeah, the tomatoes are loving it. So generally we grow tomatoes here more in autumn, winter and spring. They don't really handle the summer. Some survive over summer, but the caterpillars and stuff, just, you don't get any tomatoes because the caterpillars just eat them all. So now is sort of the best time to grow them, and they're doing great, except trying to keep on top of the mealybug. This garden I have to plant, I think I might just put some more herbs and stuff in there. It's got sage, parsley there, that's actually a pineapple there. Yeah, I think I might just fill it with herbs. And this was my microgreens, so I put this in just into the garden. So I've been eating off this for a while now, just cutting them. And then I did put something over here, but it didn't come up. And I put these in. They're sort of getting a bit too big and tough to eat as microgreens now, but all I've been doing is thinning them out a little bit, and then I'm going to let them, because they're growing so fast, I'm going to let them grow, and we can use them as foliage for Mother's Day orders, if they don't get a seed head by then, which they might. If they do, that doesn't matter. So that's the plan, and then I might actually today put a few more in there, because they're just growing so fast. And there's some old beans that I haven't pulled out yet, and that's capsicums. These couple of bushes on the end here have been in for well over 12 months, and they actually do better over winter and fruit better. The fruit's quite small on them at the moment. They probably need a good fertilise. So yeah, it's a bit of a jungle in here. And this is the corn. I've just got most of them are ready to pick. I have to pick them. And a bit of garlic that came back up. I must have missed some when I pulled them. And then here are just the few seedlings I have left. This is the Nigella Albion bread pod. I don't know if I buried them too deep or what, but like the first time I grew them, they came up really well. This time they haven't come up very well. The first lot died in the heat wave. So I had a lot of seedlings in, so they would be ready to flowering for Mother's Day. And then we got a heat wave at the start of March and killed all those seedlings, so I had to replant everything. And this is like another lot of snaps. I've already planted a couple of lots of snaps out. So that's another lot there. I'll probably try and plant them out in the next couple of days. and some Sweet William. Just doing okay, it's a bit slow. And then I have some more chamomile here to fill in gaps where some died because some didn't survive the heat wave after I planted them out. And then sea holly. This is the deep blue one. They're growing well. Plant them out. I don't know, maybe the end of this week or start of next week. And then I've got Geraldton wax in here. There's nothing come up yet. I don't know if they will. We'll just see. So that's all the seedlings I have left to put out. So I might go around to where I've planted the snaps and we'll start there. Alright, so here's where I'm planting the snaps, or a good lot of the snaps. I need to get the whippersnipper out there. And this down here is a huge mess. I haven't pulled the gladdies yet and it's just full of grass, so that's a job that I need to get to. And I dug up all the lily bulbs out of here, and as you can see, must be little ones, little bulb thingies that come off them popping up, but that's alright. And I've set up the mesh on here for the snaps, and I've actually lost quite a few snaps. I didn't realise for a little while that there was actually these little furry grub caterpillar things getting into them. So there's a few gaps in here, but the ones that the caterpillars didn't manage to get to are doing great. Some of them they took the tip out, so that just means they'll branch, but some of them they just completely destroyed. So there are gaps, but yeah, that's how it is. So up that end, which looks like there's only a few survived out of those ones there, the Opus Radiant Rose, which I didn't grow last year. And then these ones here, these ones are the Chantilly Cream. And then down this end, which is, like I said, a lot of gaps as well, lilies popping up. You can see some good sized ones. I wish they were all like that. Then I had some good sized ones in here and they've disappeared. I hope my child didn't pull them out, which it kind of looks like she has. Alright. So yeah, and then this is a Chantilly Bronze there. So let me see if I can find these. I can see them on the ground here. Alright, so I just realised while I was doing this video that there was actually more missing than should have been. There wasn't that many gaps. And I realised that at some stage yesterday, when I wasn't watching, my daughter's come along here and pulled a heap out along the edge here. Which is very frustrating because there was some nice big ones down here. I've popped them back in, but she did it yesterday afternoon, so I don't expect them to survive. There was quite a few nice, I've taken the tips out to try and help them. Some nice big ones along here, like they were bigger than that one back there, that I had hopes might be flowering for Mother's Day, but now they won't be. And there was enough gaps in there as it was, but now there's going to be more. So anyway, that's what happens, I suppose, when you garden with children. Yeah, anyway, let's move on. Here's the lemon myrtle. They're doing pretty well. And then I've had the chamomile behind this shade cloth, especially through the heat wave, and I mean you can see there, a fair few of them survived, but some didn't survive. Ones down this end seem to survive a little bit better, and they're sort of taken off now, looking pretty good. But I've got those ones in the tray to fill in gaps, and then I also have a little bit more space in the garden here. And then there's the snowflake baby's breath drips filial here. I put a few little ones in here. Then there's one shooting back there, but I'm not sure how many up this end will shoot back. These ones here are all shooting back. So yeah, if there is a bit of a gap there, which I don't think it'll be much, but if there is, I'm thinking about putting a few delphinium there. Miss, can you see across the paddock over there? See the emus? We have a couple of emus living here at the moment. Don't know if you can see them very well. And come into the water trough. Yeah, alright, and then around here, this, I just took the shade cloth off this yesterday. We were supposed to get to 34 degrees again today, but hopefully they'll handle it now. So yeah, they're doing okay. There is something eating them a little bit. And I've also got an amaranth coming up there, because I did have amaranth in here right at the start when I first started growing. And then some celoteas popping up here from when I grew them there. A few popping up, but I think I might just leave them. I don't think they'll do too much damage. But yeah, these are doing really well. I'm super happy. Bit of a gap there. Like I said, there's a few that are getting eaten a bit, but yeah, alright. And then status. So a few died, and I've just put new ones in the gaps. But then these ones that were a little bit stunted last year because they weren't getting watered properly because the drip wasn't working. But they're just like taken off now. I've replaced the drip and they're happy. There's a few new ones there, and then I've added just in my shadow, added some more in here. So I've got a few more than I had, and then this end of the garden here is empty at the moment. I think I might put those sea holly in there if they'll fit. And I've pulled out here, starting into this area. I've got a bit more drip to run, but I pulled out the zinnias that were there. There's zinnias coming up down there from I presume seed that dropped when I had zinnias there. I had those scabiosa ones there that I didn't really like. I pulled them out because they weren't doing much. And I pulled the ones out at the start of this row, and I left the yellow ones in because they were still flowering okay, although there are some dead ones in here. And I just haven't had a chance to pull the green ones out. Get to that. And then this next row is where I've got the lemon basil on the end here. I've been picking some nice long stems out of there, but then I've got these ones that have sort of got shorter stems, so I'll trim them all back, and then hopefully we'll have another fresh lot for Mother's Day. And then here, yes? You what? Just walk through the gap. And then here we have calendula seedlings that I've planted out. I don't know, it's probably a couple of weeks ago now. The ones down this end in the heavier dirt, I'm noticing, aren't doing quite as well as the ones up here where it goes into where I built it up with a bit more loam soil. And these ones here are growing like twice as, they're a fair bit bigger than the ones down in the heavier soil. And last night I just planted out a few echinacea seedlings there. They're only tiny. And then this row I've direct sowed some scabiosa drumstick, and they're starting to pop up. And see a few up. Don't walk on the garden. See a few popping up there. Another one there. There's a few down here. So yeah, hopefully most of those will come up. And I plan on having this whole row scabiosa probably the drumstick one. Once these Queen Lime Orange Zinnias are finished, but at the moment they're still getting some nice flowers. And then down here are seedlings, the scabiosa drumstick seedlings I planted out about a week ago. Yes, Missy. And then over this side yesterday I just planted out scabiosa, let me see, it's Afrofire it's called. So I'll probably do the same thing once I pull these zinnias here out. That's the Queen Lime Blush. Once I pull them out, I'll plant more of those scabiosa along here. Do 2/3 of this garden, and then the rest I'm not sure what I'll put in there. We'll see. Right, we might pop into this shade thing now, which needs mowing. I gotta mow it and whippersnip it like every week. That's how fast it grows. And here are the carnations. Not carnations, sorry. Chrysanthemums. So they're all doing pretty well. This one here is a little bit sad, and I've got one over the back there a little bit sad. I'm not sure why. I'm going to hit them with fertilizer again. Have had a little bit of trouble with mealybugs on them, so trying to keep them under control. This one down here, I'd say, is going to be bursting open soon. It's a bit shorter, that one. I'm not sure what it is. The tag got pulled out on that one. So yeah, I wish I had a whole row of them, but the ones I have got are doing great. And then here are my dahlias. So I have a very different plan with the dahlias. This time around, I mean, it's the first time I've grown them. You can see it's nice and healthy at the moment. Well, all these ones are, but they actually all died back like this one, and then they've shot back again. Just had to make some space on my phone. I was running out of space. So what I was saying is that these dahlias, I don't know whether it was the heat or what is happening, but they get this rot on the stem and they die back, and then they reshoot, and they're reshooting like all nice and healthy. As you can see, but like this here, it's a fairly small flower. It should be a lot bigger than that. So my plan is to, once they do die back, which I'm not sure when they will because it doesn't cool off much here, dig them up and store them somewhere cool for a while, and then replant them like towards the end of winter, so hopefully they'll flower in spring rather than summer. That is my plan at the moment. And then here I have some Drexone asters. Hop down, please. Hop down. And they're all just popping up, as you can see. So I think these ones, actually I don't remember. I've got apricot and I can't remember what the other one is, and I haven't put a tag in there. Salmon, might have been salmon. Hop down. So yeah, I've got a few in amongst here, and then down here is all aster seedlings that I planted out. So I've got balloon rose, all these ones right down to that tag there, and they're all doing really well. Yeah, going nicely. And then from this tag on is the Perfection Mix, and they're doing really well too. And there. And then this garden over here, I plan on having sweet peas. I did plant some earlier on before the heat wave. None of them really are. I had a couple come up over here. You can see there, a couple come up. And then I planted some in trays as well, and that was also before the heat wave. And I've just planted them out. There was only a few of them that came up. So that's the story with those. It's in here. There's a mess out here because I've been replacing drip, and that's the old stuff. And then over here, we have, trying to get my shadow out of the thing, the Achillea or yarrow. So I've been picking off the pink for a little while. They've sort of started. I'm hoping they get going a lot better in the next few weeks, and then the white's just about to start. But I haven't been getting very big heads on them. You can see a couple up here, but I've only got like a few, where are they? There, a few little flowers instead of nice big heads. And then these ones here are the yellow ones. They haven't started yet. And this bed I haven't got soil in yet. And then in here I finally got the shade set up on this for the dahlias. It's not exactly ideal. Let's pop in here. These are the dahlias I planted later, so they're all just flowering now, but I'm having trouble with bugs still. Thrips and all sorts of other bugs like eating them. I need to cut all these old flowers back. And then there's pink ones here. Is that a mealybug on there? Pink ones, and you see, yeah, they're doing okay so far, especially the pink ones. The white ones are looking a little bit funny, but they've been flowering for a little while. They've got really thick stems. I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, it's a bit of a work in progress, trying to work out what to do with the dahlias, what will be the best way or best time to grow them. And then out here, okay, so this next section here is a bit weedy and stuff, so it needs cleaning up. Layla, the basil's gone crazy, and this is the foxglove row, which I'm starting to doubt whether they're actually going to come back, but we'll see. Definitely need to weed it up the other end. We might pop down to this bottom side here now, and here is the freesias. They're all, well, a lot of them are starting to pop up, or have been up for a little while, and there's a lot more just starting to pop up, so that's promising. Hopefully they all come back. And then this is a few more status I filled in this little gap that I had here. A few more status planted earlier on. They're doing crazy. And then these are the ones that were already in here, just starting to flower again. It's a nice coloured one, that one. And then on this side is my Queen Anne's lace, which some of them are doing some funny things. I don't know whether it's the weather or what, but they're just doing this, which is a bit strange. I mean, you can still use them, they just don't, it's like they don't get the proper white flower on them, like white on them like that. But I've picked like quite a bit off them already. And then I've got a few little seedling ones in here. And then we have chocolate lace here, which I'm hoping should be flowering by Mother's Day. So I've got a decent patch of them there. And then under this shade cloth, I'll just show you in from the end. This is like a double layer of shade cloth, so it's the 30%, and I've done a double layer. No, we don't need to go in there. I'm just going to put the camera in. So it's just this this row here is the feverfew, the ball one, just the white. It's done like heaps better since I've put the shade cloth on. And then this row here, and the child, it's asters, which the ones that survived the heat wave anyway, I lost quite a few. You can see down to like there. Layla, stop it. Down to there. There's all gaps, and then from there on I've direct sowed some, and like a few weeks back, a month back probably actually, a few of them came up but not a lot, and then there was still a few odd ones popping up, but then I just filled in the gaps where none had come up a few days ago, and they're all popping up. I can see really good germination on them now, so it should have a full row. So those ones there at the start are the apricot, and then the ones that I direct sowed are all the apricot, and then there's a couple others. There's perfection mix and the peony one, Dutch peony one. I think only a couple of them survived. My phone's running out of space again. Alright, we'll have to... Alright, and in this row we have so these are the Bennery's giant Zinnias. Gone a little bit crazy. Here I need to trim them back, trim the old flowers off. Get around to that, but it's got some nice flowers coming through now. And then this is the I showed in, I think, the last video, that uniquely coloured one, which I'm going to save seeds from. I was wondering what Layla was looking at. You see emus are just there. You can see them. She's wondering what they are. And then this is gypsophilia seedlings I planted out just under a week ago. So I have there's a few at the start. Here's the pink one, Elegans rosea, and then it's Covent Garden all the way down here, and they're they climb really well. They grow super fast here, so should have all of those for Mother's Day. And then this row at the moment is, the end of this row is empty. Some old things I need to pull out there, and then there's a bee. There's heaps of bees on these. There's always heaps of bees. I have a few gumfrinas left, still picking off. And then over here, still getting my shadow in it. This is the sunflowers. So you can see there's two successions. So there's a first succession up there, which is the best I've ever had come up. And then this one here is a little bit patchy, but I had my daughter helping me, so that probably explains why. Yeah, so I'm hoping the patch up the back there will be flowering for Mother's Day, but I have a feeling some will be before then. And then this is the rest of the pink gypsophilia. You can see little plants in there. Most of this row is those. There's a weed there that needs pulling out. And then up this end, I think, starting here, the rest of the row is pink strawflower. And then the rest of the pink strawflowers are at the end of this row. There, I've had the caterpillars getting into these as well, but they are starting to take off a bit. But yeah, that's why I plant things so close together, because I know I'm always going to lose some. In that way there's not as many big gaps. But the ones that are left are starting to take off now. They were quite small when I put them in. So we have pink down the end, then we have salmon rose, and then ones up this end are scarlet. The next row over here is a single feverfew, which a heap have died back. I don't know whether they're going to shoot back or not. The heat just, they didn't handle the heat very well, and I planted them at the wrong time of the year. I planted both of them at the wrong time of the year really for here. I was still learning what to plant when. And this is a few Sweet William that I actually transplanted from the garden down here when I they'd come up, a heap of them had come up, obviously went to seed and then come up in the garden where I had them last year. And they were all coming up underneath the cosmos. So I just transplanted some of the bigger ones and some of them survived, which is good. I might actually have a few flowers off them for Mother's Day. And then I've got the seedlings in there that I will be planting in here as well. And I think I'll just save this whole bed for Sweet William most likely. Okay, please. And then we'll pop in here. Oh, if we can get in. A bit messy. I've replaced drip on these two beds, and I need to do this bed as well. I think this one's okay, but this one's not. I have a child like climbing on me while I'm trying to do this. I'm going to go up the other end so my shadow's not in it. I think you need to hop down, but don't walk on the garden, please. Stay on the tracks. So over this side, I need to fix the shade cloth up a little bit. This is just, my first, sorry, drawing your toe. First succession of stock that I've planted, and I direct sow them. I just find it's like a lot easier and they grow a lot better. So I have patches where there's like 3. I've been trying to like pull out that because I plant 2 or 3 seeds per spot to make sure they come up. Make sure I at least get one up. And I've been pulling some of the ones out that I know are going to be singles. Like this one here will be a single, that one will be a single, that one should be a double. That one will probably be a single, but sometimes I can't bring myself to pull them out. So I might just transplant some. You're not meant to be in here, dog. So that's all these down here. So that first section there is cherry blossom, and then these ones down here are blue. I haven't grown those ones before. Don't walk on there, there's plants in there. And then down here is a completely different, like those are the iron series, and then this one here I haven't grown before. It is called Sweetie Red. And I didn't have the best germination on the first round. I planted them at the same time as those ones up the other end there. Don't walk up there, please. And you can see I've got some that came up then, but not a lot. And then we did have water wash through here when we got rain, but I've just replanted them a few days ago. Oh well, nearly a week ago I suppose. And you can see they're all coming up now, so that's good. Yeah, button, you found a button. And then this lot I planted at the same time too. It's the second succession, so we've got iron apricot, and you can see they're just starting to pop up. There's a few popping up. We've got iron apricot, and we've got a few lysianthus still in here, which I'll cut back at the ground level so they just come back next year. Don't walk in the garden, please. And then up here we have, where's the tag? No, from here is white, iron white, all along here. And then these are just lysianthus, which I need to trim back. I was hoping they might be flowering for Mother's Day, but I don't think they will be. Yeah, haven't had much success with them this year, but I'll just cut them back at ground level and they should come back next year, hopefully. And get the thrips under control, we might actually get some flowers. And then this is a little patch of straw flower I direct sowed a few months ago, and they've started flowering. I had my first tag, yeah, had my first pick off them. I think this might be the scarlet one. First pick off them the start of this week. So yeah, there's a few gaps in there, but they're starting to take off. So yeah, that's about it. There's a few calendula over there I planted at the same time too, but they just haven't done great. I might actually try to dig them up and move them out where the others are. Miss, you're treading on the garden. Yeah. So yeah, I've got a job of cleaning, cutting all these back, seeing if they do reshoot. If they don't, then once it does start really cooling off, I'll just cut them off right at the ground, and then they should come back next year when it warms up. And then all of this, except for where those straw flower are, because they'll be there for a while, the rest of this shade area is going to be stock, so it'll all be planted down to stock eventually for winter. Yeah, so that's about all, I think. If you have any questions, if anyone knows a good way of getting rid of mealybugs, because I'm having trouble with them on the chrysanthemums and on these dahlias. Just a bad year for it, I think, because it's been so hot. So, and these, if anyone knows what these bugs are and how to get rid of them, you can see it there, that bug there, this one. They eat the petals on the dahlias. Nasty little bugs they are. There's the climbing rose, just going a bit crazy. Yeah, so if anyone's got any good ways to get rid of mealybugs, I don't think there is, they're stubborn little bugs. Any tips would be helpful. But otherwise, that is the tour done, and hope you enjoyed, and we'll probably try to do another one, give you a bit of an idea of what I did have flowering, or will have flowering for Mother's Day. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoy. Bye.